Hello friends. Today's topic is taken from history. The title of the topic is Economic Aspects of Sati Practice. Sati practice was ancient practice. It continued up to the medieval period. Finally, it was abolished by the British government in modern times. So, first we discuss what is Sati practice. When a husband of a woman died, the woman of a dead husband enters into the fire ritually. That practice was called Sati practice. The first example of the immolation of widow after the death of her husband appear in Gupta time in 510 AD. That event is recorded on Iran pillar inscription of Madhya Pradesh. There may be different reasons to follow this practice. But I want to share economic aspects of this practice. By the Gupta time, that is 4th to 6th century AD, members of higher caste or Varna, that is Brahman and Kshatriya, came to acquire more and more land. More and more land made them more polygamous. That means a person having more land means marrying more than one woman. So a person having more than one woman might have more children. After the death of a landlord, many times there was a quarrel or conflict among the children of landlord for the ownership of land or property. Many times the widow of the landlord had to participate in land conflict on behalf of their children. To avoid that conflict and mental tension, after the death of husband, the widow often to prefer to enters into the fire. It is interesting fact that the practice of sati was prevalent among the higher caste, that is Brahman and Kshatriya. The practice of sati was not prevalent among the lower caste, that is Shudra, because this caste did not have the assets in the form of land. To conclude, in patriarchal setup, male began to treat woman as an item of property, so much so that a woman was expected to follow her husband to the next world. Thank you for watching my video.